Hello, my name is Rosie. Welcome to Rose Tinted Diamonds. Today we are going to be going over my June month in review. Excuse me if I sound a little scratchy. I have been sick and it is like 10:30 at night, so I'm kind of tired. Makeup is not makeuping the way that it needs to since, you know, it's been all day, but we're gonna do our best here today. Quick question on this one, since this is technically my first face-to-face. I'm gonna add some more stuff later when I kind of talk about like some of my reading, watching, and that sort of thing. So if it's engaging and it's better to kind of see like my face, I know it's like my chair isn't exactly terribly pretty and my desk is a little messy, but here we are. Here we are. Yeah, so I had 3 finishes this month. I have 2 whips going into July, and I am going to be, I think, potentially adding a 3rd whip into the mix this month. Okay, I got this. So yeah, here in a moment we will turn the camera around and I will show you the actual like finishes and whips and stuff and all of that. Please, if this is at all helpful or whatnot, please let me know in the comments. That will really help at least me understand whether or not this is worth doing, especially with how nerve-wracking and stuff this is for me personally. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in just a minute with all of my whips and stuff. Okay, so here is the start of my completions for the month of June. And the first one that we have is Under the Stairs. And this is by Yume and Diamond Art Club. Let me get even remotely close. Okay, there we go. So, Under the Stairs, Yume Art, Diamond Art Club. Started this 2/4/2025. Finished this 6/4/2025. So it literally took me exactly 4 months. This is not an archived kit. She is still available-ish. Not like right now, but she's out of stock. But more than likely, she'll come back into stock. This is a big canvas. This is a 70 centimeter by 96 centimeter, or 27.6 inch by 37.8 inch. She is all squares, 59 colors. Start number 40 for me, start number 3 for the year, finish number 46 ever, finish number 11 for the year. I'm probably going to end up giving this to my mother. That was not the original plan. The original plan was that I was going to keep her, do my flower delivery, and put her up on my wall somewhere. However, I ended up kind of having some like negative feels and emotions while working on this painting, because there was just a lot of different things going on in my life, lots of stresses, lots of, you know, different things, plus the dark colors. And it may not seem like a lot, but when you start on like the outside and you go all the way around the outside first, all of those dark colors, like the dark blues and stuff, really got to me. It hit like a PTSD point of like remembering some of the other kits that I have struggled with, and most of those kits have had like 823, 939, and like 3, I think it's like 362 or something. It's 312, 336. That's the one I was trying to think of. Like all these dark blues, that just kind of translate into not mush, but like they're not my favorite. And this painting is stunning. I like do not think that like that's the painting's fault. The other thing is that I bought this kit 11/23/23, and at the end of 2023, I know for a fact that Diamond Art Club was like, something was going on. I think what was happening was they were transitioning drill shapes and stuff, and so they were going from the like domed ones to the pointy ones, and so with that mixture, there's a fair amount of gapping, and I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it is June 30th at 10:30 at night. It is a Monday. If you can hear that, don't be that person. Holy cow. I hate everything about that. But there are gaps like all up in that. So the gaps are not my favorite. I really don't like I know that some of it is necessary and I don't mind a little bit of gapping, but when it's bigger gaps and it ends up like really showing through in certain places, I get in my own head about it. And so some of my favorite pieces about this is obviously our friend Totoro, Gigi, and Kiki. Those are amazing. Looking in the viewfinder, the books and the like lit up section looks beautiful, and I love everything about that. I also really love the lamps themselves. They're kind of cast in like a glare almost. But those are super, super amazing. Whew, okay. Whew. Talking is hard, especially at 10:30 at night. Here is, as I absolutely bumped the absolute living heck out of you guys. Here is the bottom of the canvas, if I can do this without bludgeoning you guys. But it's pretty. I like I guess I really like the parts that I can really like pick out. Like the little flower basket's really adorable. Like I love the books and the way that that looks, especially in the viewfinder. Like that looks amazing. The broom with the little radio. Like I love details. Details are absolutely amazing. The way that the like little star lamps were rendered is amazing. The girl herself is absolutely amazing. Some of the outer portions of this I think could have just been, I don't know, cropped, or they just weren't my favorite. And that's okay. I think that's just a me issue, and I think that's okay. Totally okay. There are parts that I love about this, which is why it's not just gonna go by the wayside. My mother has the other flower delivery version too that I did, I want to say 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. So this will be going with that one up in her house, because she is redecorating with, apparently with all of my diamond art. So, good on her. Doesn't cost her anything, really. So, hooray! The second one, that is a finish this month, there we go, is also going to my mother. This is Soul of the Storm by Camilla d'Errico. And that is also from Diamond Art Club. I think all of these are except for one. This one was started 6/7/25 and date was 6/29/25. I am doing a post review on this one. This is Soul of the Storm, Camilla d'Errico. Took me less than a month. This was I think the third one that I pulled on my whip wheel. I pulled it twice in a row, and so ended up doing like up to like here, and then decided to kind of just finish it out, and then I got sick and went to my mom's house, so then I had to finish it out because it's what I had with me. This is 55.8 by 69 centimeters, or 22 inches by 27 inches. She is a round painting. There are 51 colors, 49, this is my 49th start, ooh, okay, 11th of the year, 47th finish overall, 12th finish of the year. I did this one along with a different one for Pride Month. This ended up being the main one for Pride Month just because she got done. Love the rainbows, love the colors. There was 7 ABs, 3 fairy dust, 2 iridescents, packed full of specials. It was absolutely gorgeous. Love the colors, love everything about it. I had no real issues except for a few small spots where the glue was a little bit slippery, which kind of made placing a little awkward, especially since I use We Wax putty, which is incredibly sticky, so it needs a sticky base to be allowed to be as sticky as it is, and especially for ABs. It usually works really well, except when the putty is stronger than the glue, which is rough. But yeah, this one was actually absolutely beautiful. 9 out of 10 enjoyment, 5 out of 10 confetti. This all through here was like mostly confetti. There was like line confetti, but because it's like a circle, most of the line confetti is actually just like all over the place. So I said 5 out of 10, and then there's some decent color blocking up in the top section with some confetti throughout. So yeah, there's that one. The next one that I literally just finished tonight is called Miko the Cat. This is Miko the Cat by Aristocati. I started this one 6/7. This was the second one I believe that I pulled. Finished it today 6/30/25. 8 out of 10 enjoyment. Super cute little kit. Had quite a bit of confetti, but also just a few little spots of like, you know, or tons of color blocking. Sorry, I'm so backwards. Tons of color blocking, little bits of confetti. This was off of their Amazon store, but I think you might be able to buy this one from there. I don't know. They put some of their Amazon kits on their actual website. I bought this one 5. Oh wait, I didn't say when I bought those other ones. Or when I bought Soul of the Storm was bought 5/23/25. So like it was just purchased and I immediately did it. Same with this guy. Bought this one on 5/16/25. Got really excited. He is so freaking cute. Look at him. He's beautiful. I do wish that the white, like, cream color here was just a little bit darker. Like, I understand that it's, like, the sun is coming from this direction and, like, it's supposed to be, like, the sunlight and then the shadow over here. But I feel like, I mean, so if you look at the, let's see if we can get the image to fully go in there. It is a light color. So maybe I'm just, I don't know, picky. But, or maybe this needed to be like slightly lighter to kind of go with it. I don't know. But I feel like the shade is a little off. But outside of that, he is a beautiful baby boy. Love him. He was 33 centimeters by 33 centimeters, 13.2 inches by 13.2 inches, round drills, 29 colors. He was my 48th start, my 10th start for the year, 48th finish, 13th finish for the year. He is a chonker and I love him. So 8 out of 10 enjoyment, 2 out of 10 confetti. Like there was like no confetti here, just little itty bitty bits that weren't really of any Like they're just for like small details and stuff. He's amazing. I love him. We're moving on. I didn't have any real negative things to say about him. He's awesome. The next one, which is my whip, and I only pulled her once on the whip wheel before I ended up just kind of going through it with Soul Storm and then Miko. This is the Encounter. I love the Encounter. This is by Allura Pouchrat and from Diamond Artisan. I don't know when I bought this, so I'm gonna have to look it up. I will have those stats by the time I am done with it. But I started this 6.5/25, so this is the first one that I got on my whip wheel. 50 by 70 centimeters or 20 by 28 inches. Square drills, 52 colors with, let's see, there's one crystal, it looks like. One glimmer drill. No, 3 glimmer drills and 2 ABs is what that looks like to me. Absolutely beautiful. So there's one of the ABs. There's another of the ABs, which is like this orange. Here's a fairy dust. These are absolutely beautiful. There is some gapping in real life, but honestly, from the camera, you cannot even tell. Holy cow. That is amazing. If you come up closer, obviously there's some gapping. Some of that is probably me, and hopefully some of that will like chill out as I like place all the diamonds and stuff. I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful placing these, but honestly, after like this little bit, like I love the colors. It's very pastel, synthwave, like love it. Love everything about it. This is gonna be super, super fun. This is one of the ones that I'm hoping to like work on this upcoming month. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the whip wheel or if I'm going to just work on this one back here for the Be Happy event that Tiffany and Natalie are going to be doing. I love both of them. Please look at their channels. I will have them tagged in my box or whatever. Diamonds at Tiffany's and Diet Coke and Dr. Pepper, or Diet Coke and Diamonds. Whew. Okay, it's late. I'm so sorry. So yeah, super excited to do this one. I just have to figure out if I'm gonna have enough time to like play with the different whips or if I need to just focus on the one. The next one, and that's how that's gonna look. Absolutely gorgeous. I love Allura Poutrat's art. It's absolutely stunning. I picked kind of a safe one for the first one, but if this one turns out good, which I'm like 99% sure it is, I'm coming for all of these. They're amazing. And I need to do more. So the next one that I have, my final whip going into July, because I only had 2, is Chroma by Margaret Morales. This was originally going to be my Pride kit. Again, I ended up working on the other one so that kind of to make my mom happy and everything else. Started this one 6/9/25, bought this 8/25/24, so the end of 2024. This is a 46.8 centimeter by 70.7 centimeter, pretty small, like decent sized little kit, 18.7 inches by 28.3 inches, square drill shape, 70 colors, start number 50, start number 12 for the year. There are 4 fairy dust, 1 iridescent, 1 electro diamond, and no ABs. That's right. And then I have the enhancement pack, which I haven't written down the enhancement pack yet, but I know for a fact that these little pearls are a part of that, and I will lift that up so you can see that just a little bit better. Those little pearls are absolutely gorgeous. Those crystals, I believe, are new. Those sparklers are special. And these glitter drills are also part of that. I absolutely love this. The only one I'm not 100% sold on is the extra crystal, and we'll see kind of how that works. If I hate something like that, by the end of it, I will go through, I will pick them all off. But I am ecstatic about the way that like the glitter is working out and the way that the sparklers and the pearls are working out. Absolutely beautiful. I think there's an extra fairy dust in here somewhere, but maybe I haven't gotten to that quite yet. But I do know that this has been gorgeous so far. This is an array of colors, and I'm so excited for this one. Margaret Morales is one of my favorite artists out of all of the DAC artists. She is definitely up there, and I am just super pleased to be going through some of her stuff now. So hopefully we'll see some of this next month. If not, you will see her in the month after that. But I have to get everything done before we get into drills and chills territory, because obviously that's like super important. The one that I am going to be starting, this is called Castle and Mountains by Robert Nadeau. I don't really have anything written down about it, but I can tell you a little bit about this canvas. I haven't started it yet. I haven't kitted up yet or anything like that. There are 63 colors. It is 65 inches by 91.8 inches or centimeters, whoops, which is 25.6 by 36.2 inches. My whole brain is just starting to go right now. From what I can see, this is going to take a little bit of time, like this confetti here, but a lot of these like clouds and stuff are all in the water, seem to be like line blocking and color blocking. So I feel like, and that top, that whole like top section, I may even start up there, it's color blocking. So I'm here for this. I'll probably go up like 2.5 squares like to here, and then come up sideways and come up to at least here, possibly up to here, and then work up from the bottom up to probably here. And that will literally probably end up leaving just this like middle section, or I might even leave Hal and possibly Sophie, or not Hal, the moving castle, and Sophie for like bonbons, because I love Lizette's idea of the bonbon, which is like the final piece that you like work the whole part to get to, and then you have this like sweet moment at the end. It's beautiful. The Be Happy event is either bees or do something that makes you happy. This made me so happy that I literally cried. So I figured that would be pretty fitting to just go ahead and go with something like this. So hopefully I can either get close to finishing this, or I'll be able to kind of like go through some of my whips and be able to get through some of those. But this will be the next one that I kit up, and I'm super excited for that. So I will insert a clip that I made earlier to kind of explain some of the books and stuff that I have gone through this month, and some of the like TV shows and different things that I've been kind of like working through at the moment. The only other one that I have to talk about is I've been going through My Demon, which is a K-drama. I'm like halfway through, I think, on that one. And then I'm reworking my way through Apothecary Diaries because why? Yes, Apothecary Diaries is amazing. If you're into anime in any way, shape, or form, I recommend Apothecary Diaries. That and Freerian. There may be a rewatch of Freerian happening soon too. So I've been kind of in a comfort mood of like rewatching, rereading, listening kind of thing. So those are kind of the ones that I've been gravitating towards. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a rosy day. So I decided to do a face-to-face today. I don't even know where to look in the camera. This is my first time, so forgive me. It's been a while. So, the big thing today is kind of explaining like what's been going on in the last week. So, started out the whole month doing like spinning the wheel and then doing parts of a whip and then spinning the wheel again, doing another like row of a whip and then going from there. Then I got sick. This is like not last week but the week before. No, was it last week? It was last week. I think I got sick on week before. What is time anymore at this point? Got sick not this last Thursday, but the Thursday before that. And by Saturday, our AC stopped working. So with the AC not working, I had already kind of decided to work on Soul of the Storm. And working on that was like the best case scenario because I ended up at my mother's house because my AC was not working for like 3 days while we waited for our repair guy to show up. And then, yeah, so I just worked on that, almost finished it. So by the time I got home, I just figured I'd finish that one out. Please ignore my messy desk. Holy crap. I can see that in the camera. I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to clean. You can see the whips hanging up in the back. That's where I set everything up. But yeah, so the whole idea of this is that I'm just explaining like kind of what happened. We went from doing like whip wheel and like I was doing really good with it. I feel like this always happens. And then something happens and I end up having to like either rush one of them or yeah, and then it gets me out of the groove of like doing the whip wheel. So yeah, that's what's happened. And I still sound kind of like, if you hear kind of the like grunginess in my voice, yeah, I'm still coughing stuff up. There's nothing I can do. But gonna get back on the horn of posting videos and everything here shortly. I'm also going to try and do like a beginning phase, yeah, in person. So if this works, sorry, if this works for going forward, then cool. Like, I don't think I have anything that I shouldn't be showing. And I think this like angle works, but we will see for this foreseeable future. I'm not gonna do it a lot, but I do especially after hearing Lizette talk about engagement and getting to feel like you know the person behind the camera and like the voice and the hands behind the camera. I figured it was time for that. I don't know. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I'm gonna try to not cringe the whole time I edit this and make this happen more often, but we will see. I've been watching since being sick because there was definitely a few days in there that I was not able to get out of bed because I was coughing my brains out. So I've been going on Supernatural. I'm almost through the first season. So far, it has been a lot of like too scary to show like around my child who's been home sick with me as well. So that's been hard. Lots of headphone time to try and like get through a few episodes whenever I can. But yeah, definitely not something to watch around the kiddo, even if he's like in the other room. This is a very small house. So, yeah. And at my mom's house, it was better because I was able to go into like a different room and still be able to hear him, but he wouldn't be able to hear me as well because he listens to things at high volume. I did watch most of, I'm not all the way through it, but I am most of the way through the Demon Hunter, K-pop Demon Hunter movie. I already have opinions. I love the music and I love the idea of the whole thing, and it definitely reminds me of like KDA, which are the characters from League of Legends. There we go. And how they kind of have like KDA has their like little pop group or whatever, and like that whole thing definitely reminds me of like that. But I definitely think that it's too short. I think it needed a like a TV series, and I think that would have honestly like flushed things out so far, because I'm at a part in the story where like things just kind of happen really fast and you're like, but I want to see the manifestation of, you know, like how everything happens, not like, oh, we went from 0 to 100 very fast. Yeah, so there's that. As far as books that I have been reading, Cress is I'm like, I think halfway through Cress. I have to check because I'm like unsure. I am exactly 21% through Cress. Cress is the third, I believe, yeah, third book of the Lunar Chronicles. The second one is Scarlet. Scarlet was very good. It's a young adult series, and I definitely stole this series from Diamonds and Dr. Pepper. Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper. Okay, from Kate. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I mix things up in my brain, and then I'm like, okay, whoops. But yeah, she started reading that, and I was like, man, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. And so I started it, and I was like, I used the Libby app to like listen via like the library, borrowing books, and mine only allows you to keep them for 14 days, which sometimes is just not enough, especially when you get multiple books given to you at any given time. Sea of Diamonds kind of turned me on to that. And hers lets her borrow like a lot of books. Mine allows me to have 8 on standby and I think 5 on your shelf at any given time. And I don't know if her like length of time that you're allowed to borrow the books is different, but for me it's only 14 days. Which is kind of a bummer because sometimes it just takes longer. So right now in my queue is Twilight, which that's a guilty pleasure reader, you know, because I've been a fan for a long time and it's been a hot minute, and sometimes I reread or re-listen to or rewatch things that give me a sense of comfort. One of those is Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley. That will forever be like the thing that I go to if I'm like sad, sick. You know, I finally ended up buying it on YouTube of all things because I wanted to have it on a platform that I was always going to have access to. So I bought it on YouTube. And I watch it a lot. So I don't know if that's like an like, I don't know, obsessive thing, but The Wheel of Time is another one that I will forever sit and listen to, like the first 4 books of The Wheel of Time and then drop them because it's just how that works. But I have like, I have 8 books that are like just kind of on hold waiting. One of them is The Mirror by Nora Roberts. Another book that I stole from Kate, well not stole, but you know what I'm saying, that I borrowed the idea from Kate, which is it's called the Lost Bride trilogy, and she was not wrong. It is good, and it is not what what was that? It was not what I expected it to be. I fully expected it to be like lame romance, whatever, but there's a lot of like paranormal stuff that happens, and like it's good. The Cursed, which is the second book of the series, I think. The first book was weird, and the ending of the first book was not what I expected. And so now I have to know what happens in that book, because at this point I have to know, because I didn't guess what was going to happen. I'm very good at guessing, like, you know, like this is gonna happen. That is not what happened. That is not what happened at all. So like, I have to know. Then I have the one of the Tamara Pierce series called Terrier. I don't know if I'm reading these in the right order. I just read the Alana of like the Lioness series, I think is what it's called, by Tamara Pierce, and I got this from I listen to other people talk about like how much they love books, and then I'm like, okay, I have to read that. And I got that one from Katie from Diamonds and Washi, because she was talking about how she loved it as a kid. It's like from the 70s or 80s or something. That's when she wrote it. Good books though. Young adult series once again. I forgot how much I could enjoy a young adult series and not have it be like super gritty like everything else that I read. But it's possible. It's doable. Somebody else talked about, I think it was, can't remember who it was, but somebody talked, I think it was C. Yeah, talked about Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, so I have that one on waiting for me. The House in the Cerulean Sea was also C's. I may drop that from Libby because Spotify can actually allow me to listen to that. And then I have the Zodiac Academy series, which was, I think, Casey in the Crafter's Den. I'm on book 2, just kind of waiting, because again, long lines, you know, so I started like 33rd in line and now I'm 19th, so we'll get there eventually. There's 9 people per copy. There's a book called Red Rising, and now I'm questioning why I have this one in here. I feel like this is C's problem. But we're gonna see what that one's all about. And then the last one is A Fate Inked in Blood, which I know is a C. C recommendation. And yeah, so that one sounds like it's gonna be a little bit trigger warning-y. So we'll see if I can handle that one. Sometimes I'm, you know, like depending on how it's written, I'm usually good about that stuff, right? But sometimes if it's too much, I was like, in places that you don't expect there to be a trigger warning, Goblin Slayer is one of those where I started watching Goblin Slayer, and if you have like a trigger warning of the R word, you don't watch that. I was literally in tears on the first episode. So just on an anime standpoint, like I was going into that and like thinking stupid, you know, like action anime. It got better, but that first scene sticks with you so hard that I couldn't get past it, and I had to drop it eventually because I just couldn't do it. So yeah, so that's kind of like the idea of going forward, kind of where like I'm at. I'm like, what is my timeline? What have I read? Scarlet was really good. Really liked that one. I still need to read Song of Achilles. Sorry, see. It is on my list. Oh, Shadow So Cruel is one of the ones that I read. And yeah, that was by Liv Xander. That one again is incredibly trigger happy. So like, again, warning, if you are sensitive to certain like SE stuff, be careful with that one. You know, it was fine for me, but it was a little triggery. So and I read Inheritance, which was the first book of the Lost Ride series. Also, and Cinder was on the third. I borrowed that. So yeah, I got through a few this month. I probably will end up now putting this in my video for my month in review kind of thing. So maybe. But I will probably finish Twilight and probably finish Cress in the next day or so, because I put that stuff on like 1.5 to 2 times and just kind of go for it. So yeah, hopefully this works. Hopefully this is something that I can do going forward without feeling terrible. Part of the reason that I don't normally show my face is because I used to do some Twitch streams and stuff, and people would just hop in and basically call me a fat cow and then walk away. So hopefully we're not gonna be like, I don't expect this community to be that way, but as a gamer, like I feel like we have like an automatic assumption that somebody is going to just hop in and just, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But all right, let's try this for the 100th time because I'm a mess. I think it's finally in the right orientation. This is my pixels that I did at my mom's house, and then I figured I'd go through a few more whips. Not that one, that one's old, but I did this guy. The paint marker that I was using was a watercolor paint marker, and it ran out of ink basically, or was running out of ink while I was trying to color that. This is color pencil because none of my paint markers fit the bill. If I have to say that dad joke one more time for filming's sake, I'm going to lose it. And then I got this Camilla de Erico Pop Manga Dragons and Other Magical Mythical Creatures this month, and I started in on, and this is the alcohol markers that I bought. They bleed through apparently, but he's very pretty. The only part I think I messed up on is his tummy. I think that's a little too bright, but he's very cute. That was another whip that I did. That one's my favorite on this one. I did her, and then this is probably hands down my favorite one that I colored. I think it's just the colors. So yeah, that one's really pretty. I did this one mostly in colored pencil, but a little bit in the paint marker, and then I also did the griffin. So there you go. Those are my other whips that I have ventured into this month. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a rosy day.